Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video, or if you have never seen my face before, hi, my name is Marloes and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk a little bit about my date piercing for my migraines. And not only for my migraines, but also for some other stuff. And right now it has been a little over 6 months ago that I have gotten my date pierced, or my date piercing. So right now I can actually talk a little bit about if it's working for me or not, and what you can expect, and a little bit about the healing time. So I thought it would be more useful to talk about my date piercing when I've already gotten it for a while, instead of making a video straight away after piercing it. So yeah, that is what we are going to talk about today. So before I dive into the whole story, a quick little trigger warning. I know it speaks for itself, but I'm going to talk about piercing. I'm going to talk about a healing piercing. Maybe I'm even going to show you some pictures. So if you are a little bit squeamish among the topic of piercings, needles, healing stuff, then this is the trigger warning for you, and this might not be the video for you. But if you are interested in a date piercing and if it can help your migraines, stick around, grab yourself something to drink and a little snack. And yeah, let's dive into my story with my date piercing for my migraines. Before we dive into the actual date piercing story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And also click on the little notification bell so you will be updated on all the new stuff I am going to post on this channel. And while you're at it, also give this video a big thumbs up if you love yourself a piercing. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I am a person who suffers from hormonal migraines. So that means when the time of the month is coming around, I suffer from migraines. So I get them right before I get my period and also right after. So yeah, that is the double whammy and I am super lucky for that. So that is the thing that I already suffered with hormonal migraines. And on top of that, I am also diagnosed with fibromyalgia. So that was also not really working for me. And all of a sudden, while scrolling on TikTok, I came across a TikTok video from a Dutch TikToker, Shada. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, but a Dutch TikToker, Shada, got her date piercing pierced because she suffers from a whole nother level of migraines than I am. So she really got it bad and wanted to see if it would work for her. So that specific TikTok video was my introduction to a date piercing actually possibly working for migraines. And after seeing that video, I went on internet and did some research and found the clinic that she had gotten her date pierced. And this clinic, it is called NVS Clinic, and it is located in West Eindhoven in Holland. And this clinic is actually specialized in date piercings only, because they actually treat this as a medical piercing. So they are not just a piercing parlor, a piercing shop. They are actually only focused on the medical date piercing for migraines, for example. And the way that they actually work is because of the nervus vagus, the vagus nerve. Not really sure how to say that correctly in English, but I have a very short basic anatomy piece right here of the vagus nerve, so I can tell you a little bit about it without saying too much that is not correct. So here is a little bit about the vagus nerve that NVS Clinic specifically works with. So the vagus nerve carries an extensive range of signals from digestive systems and organs to the brain and vice versa. It is the 10th cranial nerve, extending from its origin in the brainstem through the neck and the thorax down to the abdomen. So it is actually a nerve that is getting and giving signals to your brain, and it also goes through your ear, and that is where the whole DAITH piercing working for migraines comes from. And it does not only work for migraines, because NVS Clinic also has a little list of the most common complaints that they hear from clients and that it actually works from. So I will name a few. Maybe you recognize some of these things, some of these complaints, and this could actually also work for you. Let me get the list very quick. Okay, so these are a lot of complaints that go hand in hand with the vagus nerve system. So constipation, depression, diabetes, anxiety disorder, autoimmune disease, bipolar disorder, difficulty swallowing, choking hazards while eating, digestive disorders including gastroparesis, if I am saying that correct, migraine, headache, cluster headache, obesity, rheumatoid arthritis, sudden drops in blood pressure, heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, and chronic fatigue. So that are a couple of things that this piercing could help with. And besides my fibromyalgia and my migraines, I also suffer with some anxiety. And yeah, I just saw this list and I saw what they are working with, how they are working, and I just thought, hey, let's just try this, see if it works, and if it does not work for my migraine or for my fibromyalgia, I end up with a DAITH piercing in my ears. So in my case, it was a win-win because I actually really love the piercing itself as well. So yeah, I contacted them via email, introduced myself a little bit, introduced all my issues and we got talking really fast, and finally we made an appointment for getting my date pierced on the 23rd of July. So on this date, the 23rd of July, I went to Best Eindhoven with my boyfriend. He drove me very kindly. From where I live, Best is a little over a 1 hour drive, so I was very grateful that my boyfriend decided to drive and come with me, because yeah, I'm not really that confident driving places that I don't know already, and also I did not know what my reaction was going to be after getting my date pierced. So yeah, it was very nice that somebody wanted to come with me. Yeah, so we drove to NVS Clinic and I had my appointment with Kelly, and she is one of the two owners. She owns this place with her husband, and they just do the whole intake, and they have a very long, specific, detailed talk with you to go through all the things that you suffer from. Yeah, it was a very nice, comforting, warm conversation that I had with her. She made me feel really secure, really at home, and she was actually listening. Like, you know, the people that are actually listening to you and not just going through a list. And she really got a detailed list from me with all the things that I suffered from, and it was actually a very emotional conversation that I had with her, because she really has to get down to the bottom of it to see where all your problems and all your pains and all that stuff is coming from. So it was very emotional, and when the waterworks started to flow, I actually could not stop. So it was also a very therapeutic conversation that I had with her. After that whole dramatic, emotional conversation that I had with Kelly, we went over a list with a lot of trigger points in your body. So she directed me to squeeze or to touch certain areas of my body and give it a pain grade from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. I'm not really sure anymore, but I had to rate the pain scales on all the trigger points. And after that whole list, she grabbed one of their nerve finder machines. Not really sure what it is called, not really sure how it works. But the only thing that she did was place it in my ear and moved it around a little bit. And when the machine actually found the vagus nerve, it gave a sound. So you actually knew that it was picking up the nerve. And the harder the sound, the better it was placed on that nerve. So in that way she could find the exact spot that my vagus nerve is going through my ear. And she did that on both ears and placed a little acupuncture needle. When she placed the needle on the left side, we had to go through the whole trigger point list again. So I again needed to touch or squeeze all the trigger points and rate them from 0 to 5, 0 to 10. After that, we did that on the other side, and finally we did the whole list again with both ears acupunctured, if I'm saying that correct. And in that way she can actually find out if you need to get your left ear pierced, your right ear pierced, and in some cases they pierce both ears. But that is something they do not do quite often. I obviously got the best result with both ears acupunctured, but yeah, getting 2 ears pierced is a little bit extreme. So my left ear was actually the best option for me. Yeah, so that would the appointment takes over an hour because they are very precise, very exact. They go very in depth with their conversations. Yeah, if you book an appointment with them, take a day off because it takes a long time, but in the end you have something amazing. After the whole acupuncture bit, it was finally time to get my ear pierced. And on their website you can actually see the jewelry that they sell. And I already picked out a beautiful piece in my mind, but unfortunately that is a piece of jewelry that they do not put in your ear when you get it first pierced, because it needs to heal. It is going to be a little bit dirty, there are going to be scabs, there's going to be fluids and a lot of nasty gunk. So yeah, they actually really highly, strongly recommend that you get one of their plainer looking pieces. And that was the exact moment when the nerves started kicking in, because it was actually time to get my ear pierced. And they actually do it when you are laying down. So they really make sure you are comfortable and you not get lightheaded. So she placed me on one of their pierce benches, cleaned the whole area, and because of the acupuncture needle and the little nerve finding machine, she already placed a little dot where the piercing should come. And after that it went really fast. She explained to me that we were going to take 2 or 3 big breaths, and with the final exhale she would pierce your ears. So you know exactly what is going to happen. It is not going to be a surprise, and she really makes sure you are comfortable and calm with the whole procedure. If I am talking about the pain getting it pierced, it is not that bad. It is more, I actually would not describe it as a pain. It is more a pressure that you have never felt before. So it can be a little bit overwhelming because it is such a weird sensation to feel a lot of pressure in your ear. But if I have to rate it 1 through 5, I know that everyone's pain tolerance is different, but for me it was a 2 tops. It was more a pressure, and it goes by so fast that, yeah, even after it has been placed, it has been pierced, you do not feel pain, but it's more the lingering pressure that you feel. So in my personal experience and in my opinion, it is not that painful to get. And after the whole thing, you are left with a DAITH piercing. So after that she went through a little bit of aftercare. She also gave me some aftercare products, And if there were any complications or any questions, I could email them and they would help me out. So yeah, once you get the piercing done, it is actually just a quick little wrap up, and then you have your medical piercing. And then for the healing process, it can be a pain in the ass, I can tell you that. It has been over 6 months ago. It actually has been 7 months ago. And it is still a little bit sore and scabby from time to time. Not every day, but sometimes it flares up a bit and I think, oh yeah, it's right there. I can actually feel it. But in the beginning, it is definitely something that keeps you busy. Because you have to clean it twice a day. Make sure that you care for it well. Do not touch it a lot. Make sure that you do not get any hair products in it. So it is actually something that you have to take good care, because it will get infected quite easily and you don't want that. So yeah, keep in mind that the healing process can take a while, especially because it is a cartilage piercing. So it takes at least a year, maybe even longer, before it is fully healed and you can switch out your jewelry. And the first few months, I think the first 2 or 3 months even, I have been sleeping with a travel pillow on this side, because they actually recommend that you not sleep on that side. So yeah, when I was laying in bed on this side, everything was fine. But when I turned over to my left side, I actually had to grab a donut pillow or a travel pillow, so you can rest your head but keep the open space at your ear so you do not get any pressure on it. So yeah, for the first few months that has been quite the hassle while sleeping. But yeah, after 2 or 3 months I was really fed up with the traveling pillow and I actually tried to lay on it for a bit. And at first it was a little bit scary, but yeah, you get used to it very quickly. And now I can actually just sleep on it and do whatever I want with it. But yeah, that are some points to keep in mind, that you cannot sleep on it, or yeah, maybe with a traveling pillow, or some people roll up a towel so they can actually give the ear a little barrier. A long healing process of at least a year. And you have to take care of it very well twice a day for at least 4 months, I think. Right now I am not cleaning it every day because we have been past the half-year mark and I noticed that it was calming down a bit. Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much anymore. So now I just clean it every other day. And mostly I just do it in the shower with running water. That is the easiest way to do it. So yeah, that's a little bit about the healing process. Yeah, as I mentioned before, right now after 7 months I can still feel it flare up sometimes if I touch it too much. So keep that in mind. It takes a long time. And then for the final part, and I think this is the part that a lot of you have been waiting for since the beginning of this video. Did it actually work for me? Yes, it did work for me, but not 100%. I still suffer from fibromyalgia and it still hurts my body like almost every single day. But for my migraines, it definitely decreased the intensity of pain that I have. I know that I am a very lucky girl that I only suffer from hormonal migraines, because some other people suffer from it on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, before I got it pierced, when the migraine hits, I was out for 1 or 2 days, I guess. And after getting my DAITH pierced, I still have a headache, I still have a slight migraine, but most of the time it only takes up half of my day, and by the end of the day I am actually like somewhat of a person again. So it really decreased the intensity of the migraine flare-ups for me. Sometimes I still have a migraine attack that lasts me 1 or 2 days, but it is definitely not as bad as the time before I got my date pierced. So I actually got the best of both worlds because it worked a little bit for me, and I also have a cool piercing. For me it has been a very positive experience, and I also think that a date piercing looks pretty cool. That was my personal story, my personal experience with getting my date piercing for migraines. Now, if you have any further questions about some topics that I did not talk about in this video, definitely leave a comment down below and I will answer you as soon as possible. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me, and you would also be helping me and this channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and click on the little notification bell so you will be updated on every new video I post on this channel. And I post new videos every Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!